Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Of course, this is the Friday hangout. I've got Tyrone with me today. Tyrone, how you going, man?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, welcome to Friday night for us. Looking forward to getting into this market and seeing the all-time high, I reckon, tonight, Thomas.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be going in okay, but I tell you what, these Chinese stocks, Ty, they just keep punishing people, and there's some interesting things going on in the markets. Of course, a lot of people messaging me throughout today. They're like, Tom, look at the PCC, the PCC. What do you think about all of that? Well, we will be looking at the put-call ratio in just a few moments. There's some definite shenanigans going on. I can see shenanigans, and which one is the right one? Well, we've been talking about being cautious recently because of what we've been seeing going on specifically in the banks. So let's have a quick look here at the PCC, put call ratio. And move over. Sid, calm down, bro. It's all good, Sid. I think Sid is like our resident troll, Ty. I feel like Sid is a troll.
He is.
You're a troll.
He is.
You're going to be labeled troll Sid from now on. So this is what it's got everyone riled up. And Ty, that's a high PCC number, man. We have not seen puts entered since over here back in March in terms of the line close chart. This is a very high amount of puts if we believe this figure and if this figure is correct. I didn't actually get a chance to fully verify it, which is my mistake. But unfortunately, we had a few little things that we had to get done today. Of course, Friday here in Australia does make it tough. Can everyone hear Tyrone quickly? Can you guys all hear him?
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh, you should be really loud. But I'm hoping
It should be really loud.
I hope that
Can you hear me, Sid?
I hope you're about the same as me. Let's hope that is what's happening. So PCC on the right side, very high. This usually means, of course, that we have a huge amount of puts coming into the market. I mean, it's put-call ratio. If this does eventuate, look, we talked about how Wall Street ladder into positions. So effectively, the idea is that they push the market up. They then obviously want to add put positions in because they want to profit from the downside. And then they'll usually push a new high, kind of like a false breakout, and then dump the market. That's the type of thing. But they'll want puts in the positions. So I'm interested to see whether this works out. Like, as in, we have puts coming in. Ty, I made a video today which seems to have confused a lot of people. Fair enough. And that's about Amazon and the fact that we've seen a lot of calls and a lot of action going in on Apple, Amazon over the last 2 weeks. Nothing new about that, except Amazon's came in a flurry more this week. So in the last couple of days, they've been buying calls. There's two ways we can look at it, and that's the problem. One way is it could be they're selling positions and using calls to take advantage of the market. If it does go up, they might think, oh, Amazon's going to be good, but the overall market, we're going to dump it, ha, ha, ha. So they buy calls. But Ty, this is the thing that's weird about it. A lot of the calls are expiring today, and then a lot of the calls, of course, are expiring after earnings over the next couple of weeks. So what's your take on options and these giant equity prints?
Yeah, I mean, the volume is big. There's no question about that. But, I mean, you look at the price action and say, well, it's really working towards what they're probably trying to achieve anyway, isn't it? Isn't that the most important thing? Like, it's come off a role reversal base there. And I think that's probably... Okay, it's good and well to have the information, but I think you've got to make sure we're looking at the technicals. And you're exactly right. The thing is, shooting for the moon, it's come off a perfect base. And I think it really complements exactly what we're probably wanting anyway. So, yeah, there are two ways to attack it. I mean, they could be covering their positions. Yeah. But for the most part, we can't really know that. So I think it's probably best to use that as a guide. But, yeah, see the price action doing what it's doing. I think good chance. I think you mentioned the other day that the smallest contract was about 300,000 in premium.
Yeah, that's right. So, well, it was just the flurry of them. I mean, it wasn't just in our private room. It wasn't just them buying calls. It was them buying huge amounts of actual equity in Amazon. They were actually buying big lots as well, 15 million by the point. So, and there was a few of them. So I think there's a lot of speculation on Amazon. I personally think that usually we would follow the big calls. We would follow them with our price action, with our technicals. As Tyrone mentioned, alluded to, technicals are the way that we actually see whether it's correct or not. And what we like to do is we like to go and find what the general retail sentiment is. One of the ways we can do that now is actually understanding what maybe even Wall Street Bets is doing. A lot of people on there, before all this meme stunk, Ty, the way Wall Street Bets worked was people would just like create crazed options positions on Tesla and other stocks. And usually whatever they were doing was really bad idea. So if you had them doing huge positions one way and they were all piling in that way, and you saw the big guys go another way, that is always that kind of I guess like things aren't connected, and you see Wall Street doing something and everyone else is doing something else. I always go with the Wall Street guys. There's no doubt.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So look, today, I guess we wanted to say it's a weird time for it. I want to bring more of this data into the channel. You know, we are a technical analyst channel, but when you can bring data together with TA, with the idea of course, the bigger kind of economic picture, not being scared necessarily when things happen, having plans, understanding fundamentals, it really helps out. And Tyrone and I have put together, you know, a really good system over the years. I mean, a lot of you guys don't know, but geez, I've known Tyrone since I was 18. We've done business pretty much since I first started working up in the city, haven't we, Ty? And that it never stopped. We just kept doing it. So
I think you were younger than that, but you didn't have your license.
Might have been 17. That's true.
I think you were 17.
God, it's a long time ago now. Wow. But yeah, look, we've been pretty successful at everything we've done, which is great. But at the same time, when you understand bringing together a system, having like a trading buddy or having like a community like we've built here on YouTube, having a community is everything. We did a hangout today, Ty, and with Amanda, and big props to Amanda, Dave, and the others that were in there today. And there was, you know, it was just a little select amount of people that were there, and I probably should have recorded it, but it was just a great thing because Amanda was talking about her success, and particularly she was talking about something that was super important, and I want to get this in people's minds: scaling in and scaling out of positions. Do you know how little... Okay, how many of you guys... Sid? Maybe Sid.
Sid. Let's try Sid.
I'm gonna go troll Sid on today, but how many of you guys just go, all in, baby? Let's get in there. Buy market, and you're in. Do you ever think about... Let's catch that knife. Do you ever think about scaling in and scaling out? And Amanda was talking about one of the things that really rang home true to me, because it rings home true to Tyrone as well, and any real professional I've ever seen. Wall Street scale in and scale out. Why shouldn't retail traders be doing the same thing? You don't have to enter. You might see this and you might go, oh, I feel the FOMO, guys. I'm FOMOing. I'm out of control. You can enter, but maybe just enter with a quarter of your normal trade. And then as it completes, as it does follow through, you put in more, and you'll be surprised how much that saves you.
Yeah. There's no need to try and get rich on one position. You shouldn't be getting rich on one trade, actually. But I know a few people would probably disagree with that, given some of the things we've seen this year. But look, realistically, you know, once you've got the momentum on your side, that's when you can really start to add to a position. Yeah, you need momentum, you need confirmation, and when you get that, then you can go to town. But the thing is, and what a lot of people don't understand, which is really, really important to scaling in with people who do it well, is that once you're actually got that first position in and your second position is in down the track, you can probably take a break-even point on your first run. So you're not really risking. A lot of people think, oh, well, they're scaling in, so you're risking more and more and more. But realistically, you can be taking the risk out of those first trades by breaking it even or doing something with it. So you're not really, you're scaling in, but you're not really increasing your risk. But you're massively increasing your position for, potentially what could be a really long move. So there's a lot to be said about it. We do it. We know Wall Street does it, and I hope you guys do it too.
Well, I'm reading the chat here, Ty. One dislike, which Bradley Back says must be Sid. No, I don't think so. No. We'll lay off him now. Yeah. I used to until Huey says I used to do that, as in going all in, until I got owned too many times, and then I learned how to scale in. I bet you feel better at night about that too, man. Mr. Buff says I mostly buy around 30%, and then I'm willing to trade on that trade, and then obviously add more. And then we've got meditate and relax with Sam says all or nothing. And then, of course, Derek from Hong Kong, he says, I'm all in, man. Kind of like in the poker chips. So, look, what we're kind of going with right now is let's have a look at these markets, Ty. Let's talk about where we're at. So you mentioned all-time highs. So we are at the current precipice of hitting it. Now, the fake market futures, look, they're already up. They already went through the all-time high here for the US 100. But we've got to put things in perspective. Let's go over the QQQ. let's just talk about where we were at the close, where we are at the open. We have a trend line. We know that we're going into August. I've demonstrated on several occasions that we're going into a very tumultuous time with very low breadth, with weird put-call ratios, which is very common for them to start stacking into earnings. And look, earnings so far have held up. If anyone's in Snap from yesterday, congratulations, you're up like 16%. If anyone's in the Twitters, because we started using it, obviously it went up. And they had a good earnings, which, I kind of suspected the Twitters might have been all right. But we are seeing the tech companies do okay in this earnings, and that's leading to a follow-on effect, which is effectively causing us, I guess, maybe some more optimism in those specific areas. As I said, the equity prints are in Apple, they're in Amazon, they're anticipating it. Should you do that? I don't think it's a good long-term game to just anticipate earnings. We like the slow and steady approach. But what we're trying to urge here, Ty, I think, and part of the reason why I think it's great to have you on here today, is how important is it for us to plan that even though we're bullishly optimistic at this moment, and we still are, because the price action is going this way, do you think it's more important now than it has been in the last 5 months, 6 months, since even the pandemic, to be very, very careful?
Oh, most definitely. And look, it's not like we're predicting a big market crash or anything silly like that. Like only a black swan event or something we can't foresee can really cause that. But hey, we know, we've seen the statistics. We know that August and September are weak months. So no one should be surprised if the market's down 10 or 15% from where it is now at the end of September, right? That's not even, that's a healthy pullback. That's not even, we should be welcoming that. It gives you a chance to buy more and cheaper.
Yeah, and we've talked about...
That's what you want, man.
Yeah, and we are bullish. We are bullish on this market for a multitude of years.
Yeah.
There's only one thing that we believe can derail it at this point, in our opinion, and we all know what it is, and we will not mention it on the YouTubes. They ban you for that stuff. So let's go over here to NEO just quickly. So NEO is down. A lot of the Chinese stocks are down. I'm aware of that. Unfortunately, here, a whole bunch of the kind of insiders are filing to sell their stocks. That's not really what you want to see. But look, NEO's done this before, Ty, and it's moved around. Let's just quickly go through this fear greed index. So generally when the fear has been like this, it's been incredibly hard for the market to drop. So when we have fear through a lot of these figures and the market's going up, it usually actually doesn't drop. In fact, check this out. This oscillator is surprisingly low. This is super weird. I would have expected at all-time highs that we'd be seeing a lot more optimism. And that's why we have to remain bullishly optimistic, because every indicator on these things are all saying short, extreme fear, greed, blah, blah, blah. I've never seen a market fall, Ty, when everyone's feeling fearful. I've only ever seen it fall when everyone's feeling euphoric or there's it just doesn't work that way, does it?
When all the drop bears are eventually falling out of the trees and you're basically tripping over them every time you walk under a tree, that's when it will fall. When it's shaken out all of the bears, and for some reason that no one will ever explain, it'll be something silly, the market will come off 2 or 3% in a night, and that will start, what will be a bit of a fall. But if the more we want it and the more people are getting scared, the longer it'll stay up there. That fear, it's a contrary. I love it. I do love that fear and greed index because it really is a contrarian view. Even though it shouldn't be, it is.
Yeah, it is. It is, Ty. I mean, breadth is very similar to what we saw last year before, of course. Yeah, breadth's coming down here, and you'll notice if you went back over to the kind of August, September period where we actually did discuss this exact same thing and the exact same kind of fall concept happened, it's almost eerily similar. But at the same time, I haven't seen the oscillator down through here for quite some time. I mean, it's very strange. It's super convoluted. Now, Sergey says he disagrees with this. He says, I disagree. It's always important to be careful. Can you name any one point in time in the market when it was not important to be careful? I think being careful and possibly having money on the sideline is different, Sergey. So if you went back and you looked at the early 90s and even, you looked at certain periods, we're not talking about, there's been some amazing runs in the market. So you would argue, hey, it better be all in on those times. I think it's just more about your selection. So right now you want to make sure that if you've got every stock up and you've got some stock and you're like, that's a bit crap, that stock. I don't really like that stock. This is where people trim. This is where people trim and they go into their quality.
Yeah, there is a big difference between being careful and being careless. And sometimes when the market is going up with gay abandon, there's a lot of carelessness that comes into the market. So I think what we're trying to say really is just not to be careless. You should always be careful. But look, at the end of the day, when a market's trending up and going up heavy, anyone can be a trader, right? We all know that. So you just jump in, load up, and off you go. When it's really understanding.
I think, I've had some. It must be me. I thought it was you, but it must be me. I just want to say here, Ty, before you keep going, Sandollar77, super chat at $4. Thank you very much, Sandollar. As always, great supporter, amazing guy. It's awesome to have you here, Sandollar, as always. You're one of the ones that got it down. Did we get back? Yeah, refresh, and it should be back. Sid said he pulled the plug. So, Ty, do you want to just start again with what was going on there?
Okay, well, I'm not sure where we left it, but what I was saying was, a market coming back to reasonable pullback levels is actually a really, really good thing. No matter what your views on the market is, whether you're long or whether you're short or whatever it is you're doing, a healthy market's always going to come back. It can't go up in a straight line and not come back, because the problem with that is when it does extend itself too far without pulling back, then the correction is quite aggressive, and then that's what takes out a lot of the people who are kind of not really sure what they're going to do, and all of a sudden margin calls start kicking in, and 3 days of hell and blah 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 blah. We don't want that. That's not what we want. Yeah, I think a 10% pullback in the market would be quite healthy at the moment. But if it does that, then we're looking at a really strong finish towards the end of the year. So it's all about how you place your position. That's why we're saying it's a good time to be careful. This is not the time you want to be. If you're in, well, put it this way: if you're in completely in cash, this is not the time to be going and cashing into the market. Can we say that? That's not really risk. That's not financial advice, is it?
Oh, no, educational only. Educational. Everything's educational, guys. We're just talking about generalities. So the concept also, Ty, is that sometimes people will scale down as well in risk over these periods. So look, we'll get into the market, we'll get into our opinion, but look, right now there's a lot of confusion. You've got PCC, as we said, put call ratio spiking out of this world. Could that be the start of laddering? We've got Amazon calls going out of control. We've got Apple calls going out of control. We've got speculation into the big tech. Obviously, Facebook had some good market kind of structure on it the other day. We talked about it. It's firing here thanks to Snap, thanks to Twitter. There's a lot of tech. And at the same time, we've got banks giving us warning signs. So let's just quickly go through here. Wowzers, this thing got destroyed. Oh, Goku. The Goku got destroyed, guys. I hope none of you were in the Goku. Wow, 61% down. Don't try to catch that one. That's nasty. We have a rule, Tyrone and I, because we've caught a few knives. And I actually got stabbed by a knife once. It was real bad. So we don't catch. I did. Well, it wasn't a knife. It was a piece of glass. But the point is that I got hit by the piece of glass. And I always have this rule, and so does Ty. If a company drops over 20% in a day, what are the stats like on that, Ty?
They're horrific.
It's bad,
yeah, they're horrific. Yep.
Yeah, it's horrific.
You need to be really, really careful. Quality. I'm sneaking in the chats nearly every night. Don't worry, I'm watching all of you guys, talking about all of your exciting stocks, and I see the good setups and the bad ones. There's enough quality setups for everybody to share around. You don't need to be trading and taking big chances on massive drops. Look, you're gonna be in trouble if you're trying to catch knives all the time. Sid, I know you don't agree, and I know you want to catch a knife, and I know you can probably juggle them. You're an exception to the rule.
Yeah, but Sid's in and out so fast, Ty, that I don't think he holds the position very long. So, I mean, the thing is, if you're a scalper, maybe you can get caught in it. But you've got to have the real stop loss. You got to let it go, get hit, and then not revenge trade. And that's why we say sometimes with scalping, it's cool, it sounds cool, but the stress is real. And it's real. It is. Yeah. And we did it, and it's real. You can't keep it up.
It takes a lot of time too. Like, you got to spend so much time in front of the charts. Like, isn't the whole idea to actually just trade, being a lifestyle trader? That's the key word, isn't it? They're a lifestyle trader. You can look at the charts for a couple of hours a day just in the stream before the market opens. It's all
scalping.
Good. Scalping is not that. Scalping is seriously, concentrating on what you're doing for the whatever time it is you're allocating to the charts and saying, damn, this is what we're going to do. And the problem with that, of course, if you're not an experienced scalper, you're going to be tricked into actually taking trades because you feel you've put in the time, which is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, so as someone says here, the put-call ratio is probably false. It'll correct itself. I would say most likely it's such a high reading. That reading of puts is as high as, again, I haven't verified it, but it would be as high as like last year during the pandemic. So, too much, I would think. 1 second. All right, there we go. So we've got, Ty, let's get into some of these markets. So firstly, US 100 at the peak. It's going to have a little bit of problems here early. We'll have to find out which way it does want to end up going. But at this stage, it does look bullish. You look at the weekly, you could say here, looks pretty nice. If I was having to guess, usually you see selling at the peak. And you do have some resistance kind of selling early. Now, if it blasts through here, I then go to our trend line. So we then go to this point over here and we basically say, okay, do we have, a very strong resistance line? Is this something that we think that, the market could kind of like fall off from? Well, we expect usually a market to remain bullishly optimistic into earnings. We have earnings, I think, for Apple on Tuesday. We've got Tesla on Monday. We've got a whole bunch of different big stocks coming out next week. Usually they'd start that the market will go optimistically into a resistance, won't it, Ty? So whether it's this resistance where it is or it's the trend line, we can't tell yet. But it should be there around the earning.
Especially when the market's confused, when it doesn't really know it gravitates to those zones straight up. So, it's very rare that it gravitates away from it, that's for sure. But then again, the earnings would want to be, as good or way better than probably expected. So it's going to be an interesting time. It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks.
Yeah, this next 2 months, I'm actually really excited for. I really am, because I think there's going to be some pretty decent opportunity. I got plans. We've got plans everywhere. We will be sharing some concepts, some conceptualizations of how you plan for stuff like this, hopefully next week during the big earnings. So look, S&P at the tippity top. You would almost argue that if you were looking at trading this, you would probably have to look for a close above, pull back, and then take the roll reversal. That would be the more conservative entry. That would be usually our preference. So I think in every one of these index kind of scenarios, we are looking at tippity top kind of style. So that is, do we really want to be buying this morning? Probably not. We have to therefore go to specific stocks and look at those. So look, I'll take a little celebration. Good work, Square. Let's go to 280. Come on now. I want to see Square getting all the way, guys, to the 280. I'm happy with that. Jack Dorsey, come on, it's coming through with the goods right now. So hopefully it does it. And then earnings scarily on the 5th for this one. Neo, we covered that a little bit before. This is all, it's not good. Apple, you'll have to do some fundamental research there because it's not good. Apple itself, up 0.29% in the morning. Again, it's not like a super position here, but people are hyping it into the event. We've talked about how, we had targets towards that 155, 160 before earnings. And we always know that with Apple, it's always generally for the last couple of times, or at least it seems to be, we've had movements up about 2-3 weeks. So remember this in the future, 2-3 weeks out, if you get good technicals like we saw here before an earnings result, what is likely to happen when we breach through these kind of zones? Remember, great technical, we talked about it, breach, beautiful bullish hammer, movement up a few weeks before. Happened over here where it started moving up a few days before and a few weeks before. Happened over here where it moved up. Apple has a tendency to do this. Understand the stock that you're trading, and if it does that, follow that kind of concept. Anything else you want to mention on Apple, Ty? I mean, I don't know if I like it here.
Yeah,
it's all good, but
if you're in it, it's all good. But I tell you what, even if you were in it, you'd be certainly starting to take your profits at some point very, very soon, wouldn't you, if you haven't already? I mean, depending on where you got in, of course. But I mean, you should have been in for a fair while. I'd like to think you didn't just jump in. But even, it's interesting. It's been good.
Mr. Patex21 says Apple will present new colors soon. Talking about the iMacs. Absolutely. That's all that's their new innovation nowadays. So
Hey, they're pretty sexy. Come on. I like them. I reckon
God,
they're nice.
no. He's
They're
falling
nice
for
and
the
shiny.
trap, guys. He's falling for the trap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Lightning Bolt. We have Lightning Bolt. And we talked about this yesterday. That was a good entry there on Amazon. It's following through. Google's running in the pre-market again due to the old Snapperino. So it's at 2,700, probably gone for a lot of people. Snow. Now, Snow's another interesting one. I saw some big options going through on Snowflake. I saw some decent equity positions. We've been talking about this now, I think, for around a week and a half. I wish everyone the best. Hopefully it can crack through this 270 and then start running, because Snowflake's one of those stocks that not only does it, we're seeing a lot of pandemic style stocks coming back into the focus, but Snowflake is obviously much more than that if you look at the actual business. And if it breaches, it can go on some epic runs. So Ty, what do you think if this thing gets past 272? Could it go on an epic run? What are your thoughts on like the 300, possibly even higher? Which levels do you see here?
I reckon 300 would only be a pit stop, wouldn't it? I reckon probably 320 is a target. That's where, if you draw the horizontal at 320, it's got far more touches, and it has sold off that zone, fairly heavily, the 320. So look, it's going to find resistance at 300, but you'd think 320 would be the overall target.
Yeah, there's some decent action here. The good thing with Snow is it's I don't like, but neither does Tyro, companies that haven't been in for a long period. This is one of the only ones I've seen Warren Buffett kind of get in on, and a few other people. I've done some looks at the business. The business looks pretty good. In mode, like it's crazy. So I think there's definite potential. Obviously high valuation. But you get through 270. This is the hyper stonk. It moves heavily. So there's still opportunity for people to scale in and look at stuff there. End phase, I think you're looking more at a pullback. I mean, Ty, what do you like about this one? If it long leg doji closed yesterday, so decision made either way. I think decision made to the downside, straight back into maybe this level, and decision made to the upside, we should see a rally to 190 and then possibly even further. Yeah. So there could be some good day trades here off the doji.
Yeah, I think it needs to close. It's one of those ones where you need the evidence. If you get the evidence either way, I think it's good to go. I don't think it matters which way either. I don't even know if there's a bias there. I think they're both decent trades.
Agreed. Keep going in. I don't really want to look at the biotechs because I know where they're at. Now, AMD, will this be a beneficiary of the bad Intel result? So it's already run. We talked about this again a few days ago, and I guess it's kind of getting very similar. Sometimes, like during that, I think it was Monday, was it, that we had the S&P, or Tuesday, whenever it was, that the S&P hit the 50 exponential. That day was just like very likely to be successful based on all of the information that we put together. Today, it's really just more of, if you're in, do we see warning signs? Not really. Even if we get a pullback today, we're not seeing superior warning signs across the... No shot across the bow, Ty.
No, not really.
Yeah,
I think you just have to, it's one of those ones where you just have to let this one play out. I wouldn't be scared.
No, but why would you be?
Why would you be?
It's at resistance, sure, but you look at this and you put it in perspective of the weeklies had a huge rebound of previous resistance.
That's been a great rebound.
A great rebound. There's some great stocks. Yeah. Like, this one, arguably, you could say, oh, it's overpriced, Tom and Ty. I don't like it. We've got the earnings, but we kind of get an idea now. If you want to go and find out something about AMD's earnings, you can just go and look at Intel and seeing how they're failing and whether you think AMD's taking share of that. And that's one of the things that you want to start, like obviously Wall Street's doing it, but you want to start thinking that way as well. You know what I do with AMD, Ty? It's super simple. This is what I call big brain investing, okay? I go over to Amazon and I search like CPU. All right, I'm just doing it now. And then I just look at sales. And I'm just like, and then I look at the top 100. And when you get the top 100, what you just look at like the top 100 and how many of them are all AMD. And I just go quickly cross-check all of that. And what you'll notice is that when you look at the top 100 CPUs or top 100 processors, so what's this? Top 100 CPU Amazon. You'll get some serious amount of AMDs in there. Look at it. They just own all the slots. Yes.
And at the end of the day, it is sometimes as simple as that, isn't it? Like it's what it comes down to.
It helps you build your sentiment towards it. Now, it's changed a little bit recently. Before, I'm telling you, it used to be AMD had like almost every slot up to 15 or something like that. And it was more easy to see that when it was down here on the supports, there was a good chance. But yeah, stuff like that, you can just put it into your kind of concepts, and it can work out to give you confidence, which is key to being able to hold your trades. All right. Now we've got a quick one here from Jay Lim, super chatting $5. Good morning. Your thoughts on the Mackie D's and Starbucks, please. Have a great weekend. All right. We'll check out the Maccas, which I don't think you guys call it that. Everyone in Australia calls it Maccas. Hey, Ty?
We invented Maccas.
Did we?
I read about that the other day, and we are the ones. Yeah.
That's a good trade.
Yeah, we're the ones that brought in the Maccas. 50 years of Maccas. And actually, you know, for those of you, I know Thomas is a little bit soft, but I've got my beer here. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm going to put it on the screen.
Oh, that's not a beer.
It's a great drop.
It is a beer.
It is a beer.
That was a ginger beer.
It is a ginger beer.
Are you sure it doesn't have a Bundaberg on it?
No, it is. It's a Bundaberg ginger beer. No question about that. That is truly an Australian icon. Don't worry about your VB or your Fosters. This is where it's at, the ginger beer.
Oh,
now,
my goodness.
I'm not sure if a lot of you are aware, but you know, we are only 90 or 87 days away from our inaugural conference in Cairns, and there is no way that I'm drinking alcohol until we get to Cairns, because we are getting fit and we are going to be ripped. And yeah, look out.
I better hit the gym, which you can't hit in Melbourne right now. You can't do anything. But anyway, I'll do it with you guys. All right. So I made an agreement with myself. This nasty streaming regime that I've been keeping is very unhealthy, guys. So yeah, I'll be hitting the gym, and if you guys want to come along with me on the journey, not literally, but you know, the journey online, then we'll be doing it. I guess I have to hold myself accountable to that, so I'll start that now. You guys can hold me.
He's got no choice now. He's gonna be at the conference.
You're a killer. Like this. I live stream every day at like 11 p.m. at night and stuff. Oh god.
I'm doing it for you. I'm just doing it for you, Thomas.
I probably am dying slowly here. So check out this one, Ty. I like this Mackie D's. So let's have a look at the weekly. So weekly, yes. So firstly, it's in a channel range. We know this. It's also a defensive style asset. Usually doesn't kind of care about much else stuff. We saw Chipotle the other day, seemed to have good earnings. This thing's been stuck now since April-ish, and it is breaching through. And I can tell you, Australians are loving the Mackie D's. So resistances across here. You've got a daily rejection candle closed above. You guys know I love that. So does Tyrone. This is the type of thing where you then take the distance and you basically extrapolate that out, and you come up with, you know, a 250. Now that may not sound interesting or exciting to some people, but yeah, that is a very valid setup.
I'll tell you what, you'd be bloody excited if you were selling your options above there and below there. Those channel situations make the best place to make income. You'd be making more income than McDonald's themselves, Thomas.
No. Don't think so. You'd have to sell a lot of premium for that one. No way. No way.
You didn't tell everybody that you owned half those puts on Amazon, did you?
No. I wish I owned that much, guys. Like seriously, like the amount of puts and calls and stuff that Wall Street trade. You know, in Australia, I've told this story before on the stream. If you're kind of like trading 100 or 200k a premium, which I guess we have done quite a few. Yeah. now that I think about it, it has happened. But yeah, if you're trading like that much premium, it's a fairly large position. In America, like, you know, million is kind of the large, or 2 million or 3 million, or in one lot that you know about. That's one lot, let alone the combined lot. And usually they go in little micro bits.
We do have a very, very small options market here in Australia. There's no question about that.
Puny. Starbucks breakout looks really great. Obviously, this was brought to our attention by a super chatter in the community. They bought, again, very similar kind of setup to maybe like a McDonald's right now. It breached through, moved up quite high, ended up getting a new peak, rallied down during that crash or that correction, crashed. Like, 2% down or 3% down or whatever it was, and then it instantly rallied all the way back.
Yeah.
So this is on. It's flying right now. You know what? You know what's actually shot up, Ty, in the recent days? Might hurt their profits. Coffee futures. Yes,
What about 7-Eleven futures?
Oh, 7-Eleven suck. Come on. I like their $1 coffee.
Hey,
but
last time I was on this
because it's
stream, I
$1.
know
Only
we were
'cause it's
talking about
$1.
Starbucks when I was here last time. I remember, and we were waiting for this big move, and you were telling us that you love your $1 7-Eleven coffee.
I do. I like it for the fact that it's $1, but I don't actually think it's very good. It's better, worse than the stuff I make for sure. Let's have a look over here.
That's a great move, though. In all seriousness, that's an unbelievably great pullback to a level that you would expect it's going to go from. That 114.50 was just a golden opportunity. Like you can see, the 20 moving average is there on the daily. Like happy days. It doesn't get clearer than that, does it?
Not really. And look at this though. The coffee, Ty. The coffee futures, they're getting wild again. It's been a while since coffee futures have been this high. This is due to a whole bunch of different effects going on in Brazil and other places. It's like a bad harvest from what I've heard. So coffee futures...
There have been storms. I think that storms have been affecting
everything. It's like everything
bad.
bad. Like supposedly only 1 in every 2 years is a good harvest or something. And I was doing some looking around on it. There's all sorts of bad stuff going on. So coffee might actually spike a lot. And I think that will put downward pressure on this stock eventually. So just follow the trend because the trend's still good. But do be warned that if you keep seeing those coffee futures blowing out of control and for some reason this stock's still going, I've talked about Starbucks before. It's a major beneficiary now. And then as we see the economy reopen, as we see people go, I'd love to start my little coffee shop business now. All the ones that were dead because of the pandemic, they will be replaced. And then that will put, I think some downward pressure on Starbucks overall. But it's a beast and it's moving heavy.
It is going to do it's going to open up some amazing opportunities. I'm not sure how it is over in the States, but over here, we're getting absolutely smashed. Our small businesses are getting completely obliterated. But what that's going to do is it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for startups. There's no question about that. And, it doesn't cost a lot to start up a coffee, especially if you buy one that's basically failed. I mean, you're going in there with no debt and ready to kick on when the people come back. So, you're right. I think it will hurt them. Because at the end, I'm not sure how I can't even remember the last Starbucks, store I saw in Australia. I know they're there, but you don't go searching for them.
Oh, we don't in Melbourne, but we're all a bit snobby on the coffee. I know that when you go to Asia, oh my God, Thai, they love it. Oh man, they sit in it all day. They do their study in there. It's like an institution. So look, Starbucks, keep following the trend. Knock knock coming in $2.99. Any beers left in the slab? Tom, you look reddish. No, I'm just pissed at my cat, guys. My cat jumped on the desk when I wasn't looking, knocked everything out. There's water everywhere. It's disaster. So that's probably my angry face. David Narden, $5 CHPT. Do I wait for a trend line touch of $22 to enter this trade? Educational concepts only. Very good. Thank you very much, David. ChargePoint Holdings. Let's take a look here. 22 is what? 22? 22. Why 22? I would think it's more like $20, and then you're looking for turnaround. Look, this is a falling... nasty falling thing right now, and you've got a lot of problems. Like Tyrone would look at this chart and he'd say, "Ooh." Well, actually, what do you think, Ty? You tell me. You did the analysis on this one. Yeah,
it's tough. I mean, look, I look at that and say, well, for one, I'm looking for shorting opportunities, not long. That's for sure. You can make a case for it at $20. Sure, like that is a support zone. Had it got up to, I mean, even on a fib pullback, that's extraordinarily aggressive. Like that'd be lucky to be a 23.6 fib, even on that last pull down on the daily there. So that's our zone. I mean, if you want to go long on it, I'd be waiting for the 20. I mean, could it go from here? Well, the only way you could make a case for it is if it actually bottomed out before it made a new low and actually made a new high again and lightning bolted from where it is right now. But even then, like that's a 23.6. Yeah, I mean, that's on the
it was 23.6. 23.6. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be waiting for the 20. I think it's you want to see either a double bottom or a higher low for a lightning bolt to get it up to, effectively what, maybe 28 to, which is a 200 really. That 200 moving average will probably pull it up again. I see trouble in front of it. I see a 20, a 50, and a 200, and not enough room from where it is now, to that trouble. So, in a perfect world, I'd be waiting for the 20, and look for a bit of a rebound on a smaller time frame from there. Then your upside's significant. I think that's important when you get that significant upside opportunity before the resistance kicks in. You got to look up. I mean, I always look up if you're going to go long, and if you look up and you see serious moving averages right in your face the minute you place that trade or very close to it, you're up against a problem straight away. So you really want to be alleviating that by actually either waiting for a deeper pullback to get away from the trouble. So at the very least, by the time it hits trouble, you're well and truly in profit, and you can take some off, or you can break it even, or do whatever it is you want to do to manage your trade. But at least you've got breathing room. In that, you're basically jumping off a cliff into a meter of water.
Yeah, it's just too rough. So $20, lightning bolt, double bottom, inverse head and shoulders. That's the type of thing you want to see reversals off this low. Everything else, as Tyrone mentioned, just too much.
$20, John. I'm end on that one.
Yeah.
The yellow line, $20, not the 20 moving average.
Yeah, 20. Okay, let's keep following through for people still in Boomer QCOM. Boomer QCOM is what we call it now. It's grinding, guys. It's grinding out. It's grinding worse than the index right now, this thing. Look, it's on the precipice of explosion or maybe some really scary earnings. I don't know how to feel about QCOM's earnings. That's since we've seen quite a few semiconductors. But we've got till the 28th until the earnings, and this thing is almost breaking through resistance. When it gets past there, we should see a bit of volume increase. So if you're in the QCOMs and you're following it, that's something I'm looking at. Facebook, the story of today, looks like we're going to get a new high on it. Well, we are going to get it in the pre-market. That's firing at 2.57. Yesterday, Ty, we talked about one which was something that I usually hate. Where are you, Zoom? Come to me, Zoom. I want to talk about Zoom. And I don't know where I've got it. There it is. So 2.39% on the close. Now, I don't know. I don't really see this that often, Ty. What are your thoughts on the triple little rejections here? And then at least a bullish close above them. Do you like it? Volume as well. Or do you think,
I like it. I do like it. It needs to break that 20 moving average, though. If it does that, we love that. We see these setups every day, don't we? I mean, we do videos every day, and these setups very rarely fail. Like when you're seeing those, those rejections, like bang, bang. Like these are seriously big. They're 3 days worth of rejections. I mean, far out. It's got to do its job though. It's got to break the 20. I wouldn't be jumping in right on the a very small break of that level. Break the 20 moving average, and the upside's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a little greedier than you. I think that's like one of those scaly concepts. We'll call it a scaly concept, and we'll go from there.
But I mean, I'm talking about the perspective. Like, I'm not in this trade right now. If I was looking at it and I saw it at the time, I'd be in it, and I think I'd be quite comfortable. But I'm not in it, so I'm looking at it from the perspective of would I jump in right now or no? The right trade would have had a head start already. And I think if you're in it, you'd be very comfortable with the world. You'd be drinking your hot chocolate in your dressing gown, saying I'm okay here. But I'm not. This is I think I've just jumped out of the shower and I'm trying to get warm here. I need to get past that 20 moving average. If you're not in,
yeah. So and then look, there's plenty on the upside. You guys know I
hate the upside room,
and I hate the stock. I hate the stock. But again, you've got to put your opinions at the door and say, you know what? Your opinions don't matter in some ways.
Yeah.
Other people like the stock. There's volume, some random volume here. Like, look at this day tie. Look at the volume. What the hell? There's something. Someone purchased here and someone sold to them, and that's got to be a fund.
Yeah, I think that you do have to put your bias away a little bit sometimes and just say, you know what, look at the technicals. I do. For all of you who don't know, I do a live Q&A on a Thursday night, Thursday night Melbourne time. And it's actually one of my favorite sessions because I get thrown at me all sorts of stuff that I never even look at, like ever. And there are all sorts of exotic currency pairs. But you know what? We look at the technicals, and some of them are just so good. Like you couldn't believe you'd never have missed them if you actually had them on your chart. And And sometimes actually just putting the symbols away and just looking at the price action and saying, well, this is what it's doing. And this doesn't matter whether it's Zoom or whether it's, JP Morgan or whatever it is you're looking at. If the technicals are there, you got to follow price.
You've got to follow the price, Ty. Price is one of the leads. It's the lead, guys. Twilio got through the resistance. Good sign for it. We talked about that one yesterday. This looks very nice. I mean, week daily looks good. Closure above, significant there, Ty. I think that usually continues that rally concept. We do have, of course, earnings coming up, which is always the concern. Weekly looks like it's going to hold above as well. Strong stuff from the Twilio.
Really important that weekly holds, I think. If that weekly holds, it's very, very promising for it, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's
look at that far out.
I know the hyper stocks look really look really, really, really good. So we had Snap on yesterday. This is coming in as 17% open. I mean, I'm kind of kicking myself I didn't buy this one when it was like $7 or whatever it was a few years ago. What was it? $6, $7? Yeah, I remember I was thinking, I hate IPO, so I saw it kind of like die, and I thought, people are still using this thing. I was going to buy it like $7, and I didn't do it, and I can't remember why. I was just greeding on other stuff, and that should have been my investment portfolio. Little snippet of Snap in my investment portfolio. I should have had the faith, guys. That guy, he must be Miranda Kerr's rich now, Ty.
I know. Did Sid just super chat? Did Sid just super chat that he's going to wipe the floor with us in a trading competition in Vegas, trading whatever we want? Oh, okay. Is that right, Sid? All right.
We need to catch up here though. Jay Lim, $5. Drink ginger beer and stay fit. Have a great time traveling as well. Love your channel and appreciate all you do. Thank you very much, Jay. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Jay.
So does Ty, yeah. Amor Pradeep, I think it is, $4.99. Happy Friday, guys. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for that super chat. Give these people a clap, guys. Give them a clap. They're supporting the channel. They're supporting what we do, and we love you guys out there. So David Taylor, super chatting $2. Was yesterday's close bullish decision made on BMY? So I think we will watch Snap into the open. I'm going to watch the Twitters as well because I want to see these big kind of moves come through. I just want to have a look. Yeah, so that's going to open 3.16. And let's do this stock. So this is BMY. Bristol Myers. Oh, nice. Wow. Talk about a grind. It's been grinding for a while. Was yesterday a bullish... Wow, that's close, isn't it? Damn. Yeah, it's technically higher than the others. If I zoom this in, you will see. Wow. Is that too close to tell? What's the volume like? So we had a bullish... I kind of feel like it is. It's not technically enough closure above. Okay?
Yeah, but it needs to do a little bit more, doesn't it?
But if we read... Let's read the left, though. We got a nice bullish, and we've also got a rejection and a long leg doji. Well, not really, but long candle with big wicks. And we've got this rejection tie that got obliterated. So doesn't that really tell us that... I mean, if I was going coin flippy, I'd be way more coin flippy bullish than bearish here, no doubt. And there's the reason why is those two candles. I like the fact that we busted this off, which means that shorters here got destroyed yesterday, and that we also had this candle. But yeah, technically you would wait for a bigger break, pull back, and then you would look for the conservative entry on this one.
Yeah, that's a definite, I think. Thomas, we're getting requests for the ASX 200. Yeah. No. I don't know who it was. I saw it. It was there. And how about the ASX for a change?
That's ratings poison, Ty. The ASX 200 is ratings poison. All right, we'll do it quickly and then we'll go into the rest of the super chats. So ASX 200. Well, we've got the support that we had here for ages. I mean, you'd have to say long leg doji bullish, Ty. Long leg doji bullish, but that's not the real market. Let's have a look at STW, just the fund.
Yeah. That's look. Yeah. I mean, it's only doing what the US market's doing. Like, we're copycats.
And that's why I barely look at it, because we obviously trade a lot in the Australian market, but we We know certain stocks. Look, I would say it looks more bullish. There's no like, but the US will dictate to us what happens here. If JP Morgan goes through that head and shoulders, I mean, if that's what occurs, and you go back to JP Morgan, you see this thing get busted through down here, we're going to get hit because we're so financially heavy. So if JP Morgan ends up head and shouldering and breaching underneath, we're going to get messed up. And if you go back to like something like STW, which is just a fund it's like QQQ, but for the ASX, this is signaling, you would think, okay, we take that distance and we extrapolate that out and, go that distance, but it's just going to be the US. The US will drive this one. Yep. Watch JP
and
Morgan.
It's very it is very difficult to trade a market that is actually so heavily based on what the US is doing. It's not always like that, but it is like that at the moment. 100%.
So David, that's kind of the way we see it. Sidious says $5. Let's hold trading competition Vegas next year so I can mop the floor with everyone, and I will do it in equities, currency, whatever you want at all. Well, maybe I'll come up with something very sneaky, Sid, and then you can't win. Tom W. super chatted $5. Thank you for the $5, man. Thank Tom W. super chatted $5. How do you view the Chinese stocks? A lot of fear is being stirred up by and being capitalized on by big dollars. Bought TME Jan calls a few weeks ago. It's bad timing. So TME, really, this is one of those stocks that when you have that kind of big sell-off, which we all know why it happened, then it has this. I guess you bought the low here, and it is, I guess you would say, bad timing. The way I see it is we're going into, I believe, a decade of deglobalization, okay? And if you're going into a decade of deglobalization, Kathy Wood's been dumping these stocks a little bit. I'm not necessarily on the fence of all of the Chinese stocks are hard to invest in or bad, but you've got to probably look more at an investment curve with proper risk management than trades, because the problem is this manipulation is real right now. We've seen Barber, show every great technical, and I'd do it again because it is what it is. But then it gets destroyed by intervention, and then you just go, well, I'm going to make a decision. Do I want to do that? I mean, again today, Ty, this thing was on the precipice of going well again. You need 216 plus closure, and then it gets belted. 3.64 in the early. So if you want to trade, arguably one of the best markets in the world, just go trade. Well, not even arguably, trade the US market. If you want to get a little bit more fancy with investing, then you can look at some of these stocks. But I hate pegged markets, Ty. I remember the Swiss.
Yeah, no, 100%.
The Swiss killed us. There were people, and if you're not familiar with the Swiss franc, I'm just going to show you. Actually, we use the Euro Swiss, and I can tell you this is not how it was printed, because these have changed. They changed the charts, guys. They changed the charts.
They did.
They did. They changed the charts. Please, 97. This thing went to 46, guys, on the print. I remember 46. So it went through the floor at a peg, and then it just went bang. Oh my God, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and it was down here. It was off the chart, completely. So you've got to be careful in manipulated markets. And I made up a long time ago that I'll never risk much in what I call a manipulated market. You can say, the Fed manipulates the US, Tom and Ty. Yeah, but it's more towards the optimistic route. So, I mean, at least we can follow and understand it to some degree. Tesla looking not great pre here. That's not good. That's a bad looking candle.
We've only got a couple of minutes to open. We're fast approaching, actually.
Yeah, we're 3 minutes off. So for today, it is generally speaking looking good for most of the tech, banks and other things. It's all about this US 10-year. So you'll notice the US 10-year has been rising here. So US 10 years on the precipice of breakout. If that does occur, that could be good for the banks. There's the weekly, so it looks like it's going to close a bullish hammer. If it does, that could be again good for the banks. So don't jump the gun on this type of concept. Remember, if JP Morgan suddenly closes above 157 over the next couple of weeks, all of this planning of this potential weakness, is for nothing. It's okay. You're playing chess. You've got an idea. Someone played another, move, and you got to scrap it and move to the next one. You can't play the London Open every time. I think that's a chess move, Ty. London Open. That's a it is. I know it is. I used to play chess. I'm sure it is, guys. I remember I thought I was big because I was playing chess in the country, and I thought I had like 2 opens, and then I came to the city. I got smashed. Tom W, $5. Yep, we did that one. Thank you very much. We've got 2 minutes now till it opens. Amit Cantharia, AED, $20. Thank you very much. Any take on Nasdaq? I'm long. Should I short it? Well, we can't tell you what to do, Amit. We can only kind of go with the statistics. At the moment, you are at the tippity top. Okay? So you've got to look at other tippity top kind of markets and say, generally, at the tippity top, what kind of things occur. So here's another tippity top. A sell-off occurred.
Have a crack. Just have a crack.
Oh, God. Get off the stream time quickly. Oh, my goodness. So you have to look at other peaks and whether there's generally been some problems around that peak. And I always go with caution at a peak, just because there are going to be profit takers here. I mean, how many people are going to close orders around this area, Ty? We're about 1 minute off the market open.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you've got to be mindful of that. So
Friday,
I think you need to anticipate that.
Yeah, it's a Friday, guys, at the tippity
absolutely.
top.
Yep.
Well, that's weird. So do we feel bullish about that? I'm not really feeling it. Okay, here we go. We're getting ready. I'll play the bell for you now because by the time the stream delays off. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Welcome to Friday Open. Exciting week. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream so far. You've enjoyed having Ty on and our banter and discussion. If you enjoy this, let us know. Give us your feedback. We're always willing to improve the stream. I will be bringing a highlighter in as well. So when you guys super chat, they should be coming up on the screen so you guys can read it. Because I know on televisions and etc. you just don't see it. So here we go, Ty. Bang. There's the open. Twitter comes off 72.30. Snap does open at 74.10. So you get a 17% return on Snap in 1 day. Phenomenal stuff. Roku opens really hot. That was a good one. Facebook opening hot as well, 2.6. And then we have the trade desk. What is this? What's TTD again? Can't remember what that is. Yeah, it is the trade desk. So the trade desk is doing pretty good, 5.46. Unfortunately, all Chinese stocks down very hard. 3.96, 3.49, 3.93. That is a bit nasty. It's a bit nasty.
We should be smoking big joints as we talk.
Maybe.
Look, I know. I know. Probably a lot of people in here probably think Thomas is a bit of a square bear, and it's easy to believe that because he does sit in his little room there for many hours in a day. But I'll tell you what, Cairns, even though we're going to the conference in Cairns, this is not our first visit to Cairns. In fact, I'm not sure if Thomas has told you this, but
no,
we had the FX Evolution Christmas party. We had a really good year it must have been about 4 or 5 years ago now. And we decided that we were going to take us and the staff to Cairns for our Christmas party. And boy, oh boy, we gave the Cairns casino a workout. We literally tore Cairns apart. Loved it. And it's going to be the same for anyone who comes up. There's a very good casino, Sid, in Cairns. Don't worry about your Vegas casinos. Very good.
It's like a backwater casino. But I love it. I loved it. I love the single. What was it? Only 4 decks, Ty. Only 4 decks.
4 decks on the blackjack table.
That's good.
In fact, one of our friends actually went for a toilet break, and by the time he came back, we'd already made enough money to pay for the whole damn holiday, and we were out of there, ready to go drinking some more. So that is what people have got to look forward to, and it is only a prelude to the June Vegas conference. So look out, Vegas.
Oh, Vegas is going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to that one. Maybe go a bit wild. So we got the go-to down the most in the speculation today. We've also got Peloton down a little bit, CRISPR, a few others. Let's scroll over to the screener here and see which is doing best. You guys saw then 20% for Snap. 20%. Oh. Damn. That's a big return for a big stock. 3.43 for American Express. The earnings were probably pretty good. I didn't get a chance to have a look at them. Moderna still rallying. Moderna, remember, it is the pumpy and the dumpy, so be careful. If you ever see it get underneath, I think that's that massive swing that it had the other day. That will probably signal further sell-off. Facebook, Roku, really good, 2.19. Square, 1. That's great to have that up there as well. What else did we have? QCOM just doing nothing. So it is mixed. Check out how much mixture there is here, Ty. Some are up, some are down.
Yeah,
Zoom
and
coming
I think
back
that's
down
what
to
makes
that support.
Yeah, and this is probably not really a surprise now, is it? Like we're going into that really really important couple of weeks of the year now, where we're probably going to get a lot of mixed results. It's going to be very surprising to see all of them going one way. Well, not until they start going short. I mean, it won't be a big surprise if they all start going red. But
No.
yeah, it's going to be very difficult to see a lot of green, and yeah, I think you're going to get a lot of mixed results in the next week or two until we get some very, very firm direction. I mean, the market's just screwing around up here. Like we all know that. So it's just picking your stocks really and seeing which ones are technically sound to actually keep going along.
Yeah, so Nasdaq's going first support early here. This is the 1 hour 20 moving average, which has been holding the way up. But as we mentioned, this is the tippity top. So this is the kind of day that you do see that weakness come through. It's all random though. We'll go to the cryptos just quickly here, Ty, and then do the rest of these super chats. So we've got Bitcoin finding some decent rally. Daily 20. Okay, daily 20 and this little trend line is what we're looking at. We want to see daily 20 closed above. That will then signal further bullish pressure. Volume's completely out of this market right now, so that's pretty nasty. But yeah, above that's going to be a big deal. Ethereum's already doing it, so we talked about that with Ethereum yesterday, closed above, and it's already rallied a few percentage points there. So we're up about 2.36% with the aim of around 21.75. Not too bad. Okay, we have Gotham Bag, super chatting $2. SCKT, bag holding since months. Okay. Socket Mobile. Oh, well, congrats that it's up, but that looks like a complete rubbish move. Like its earnings. It's so pumpy dumpy, Ty. But once it rallied, I mean, I don't trust that at all. That's the kind of thing that I'm like, it's only worth $41 million. You might have held half the company at one point there. Gotham Bags. Look, it's coming into first resistance.
That's pretty scary.
It's pretty scary. That looks like a trim job. Scott Morgan, $5. Rumors of XLM crypto to buy MGI. What do you think about the MGI chart? Let's have a quick look at MGI. So MoneyGram. MoneyGram chart looks pretty good at first look here. You've got the big resistance, which has been breached by daily. You've got obviously that rally that I guess came off the rumors. You've got earnings coming up, which was bad here. It was good here, and then who knows? I mean, the chart looks good. The chart looks good. These types
I wonder if the move's already happened though.
Is it worth your risk?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, do you like the business? I like to trade things I half like as well. I mean, if you like the business, sure, but has the move already gone without you? Probably the close here was the signal to get, because you had resistances, you had that little high over here get smashed, it already closed, and then there was that extra little bit of rally. But yeah, I mean, 13, 14 would be your next target on that one. And then we've got Yannick Yves, which I always mispronounce, and it's IDXX. Thank you very much, Yannick. Great to have you here. IDXX, trend continues, man. Trend continues. 4 hours. Very nice. Continues up. That's good. 2 hours. Now, the 2 hour actually is pretty good. The 2 hour 20 is awesome. Yeah. 2 hour 20 is not bad, with the 50 being the kicker. So what you want, see over here, it did slow down, which might have worried you a little bit. That's why we say the 50 is kind of the final pressure point here. Generally, it's been rallying. If you're seeing a stock go up like this, if it starts to heavily accelerate away from the 20, like it goes like this and it goes to like a 15 or something and goes kind of vertical, that's usually a sign it's over. But this is going incredibly well. And it's a $58 billion company. I mean, what a trend. Damn, that's a good trend. No reason to say it's over yet. It's a great trend.
Well, look, while it's making higher highs and higher lows, it's, you're like, wow. I mean, if you've taken advantage of some of that move, like, you'd be pretty happy with the world. But
I'd like to mention this, Ty. June, what did we say, guys? Healthcare, 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 biotech, biotech, biotech. And you know what? Damn right. Healthcare is smashing right now. It's the season of healthcare at this moment. Kay Kennedy, super chat at $4.99. Good morning. The manipulation is real. Tesla looks very great a week or so ago, and it destroyed me now. Here's to a better week ahead. Cheers. Yeah, Kay Kennedy. Oh, Chris, sorry, I think it is. Yeah, Tesla is rough. It's really rough. The Neo news probably isn't helping it, just in terms of just overall sentiment with these electric car vehicle manufacturers. We're coming into an earnings, and unfortunately with Tesla, it's all into the earnings. In today's video even, I didn't even want to talk about it because I just don't feel look, the problem is I don't like talking really about a stock or an index, and others just tie, unless there's something good. We talked about oil the other day. We left oil. We came back to oil for a day. It hit 70. We were cool with that, and we were done with it. We talk about things when they're hitting. We don't want to waste your time going over and over and over and over something. And I don't like what I'm seeing here. There's nothing telling me bearishness is coming just yet. But God, I look at this chart, Ty, and I think, well, we're breaking our trend line down today. We've got earnings coming up, and we've got a 621 support that if it gets breached, I mean, how bad is it?
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's bad, yeah.
Yeah, like it's one of those things. I mean, look, Thomas and I come from the perspective of, we do this for a living, right? Like, we don't just do this on YouTube. We do this actually for a living. So, we have to be very careful about the trades that we select. So that's probably when Thomas says there are some things that we just don't look at. We look at it and say, there's just no way. That's how we have to be, because otherwise, we'll be in all sorts of trouble. So, in reality, if it doesn't present as quality, we don't generally touch it. And like, we're only going to bring up things. Well, I know I certainly do on the videos that we do during the week. Only things that I actually see as an opportunity. If I see crap, I call it crap, and I know Thomas does the same. So this is one of those ones that's stuck in the middle of nowhere. And for mine, we've seen a lot better tonight, haven't we? It's just one of those ones you want to watch.
By the way, Snap almost 25%. Wow. That guy's, he made so many billions today. I want to be him. That's awesome. Tesla over here, 643. Yeah, 621 is the final level here, and then bad things. And it's super hard to read. And what do we do? Let's move through a few others. You see, even like AMC, I did the exact same thing. I come in for a time when we like it. I liked the double bottom the other day. Ended up doing it while we slept. I liked all of this stuff over here with the channel. I don't like it at all right now. I think it's nasty looking. But we'll come back and we'll keep. We've got it there for a reason. We keep following it. It's like how I want Build-A-Bear to go all the way down. I want a short Build-A-Bear, Ty.
I know. John Moore says he thought Tom had a day job. He has got a day job, John. He's an investment manager, mate. Yeah. Investment managers. That is our day job. We do separate it from the education component, but that is actually our day job. And Robbie asks, which ASX stocks do we trade? Mate, we trade the ones that are presenting the best opportunities for options premium generally. Most of our biggest clients are options clients, and we definitely push into the heavy premium. Like I said, look, it's a very small options market in Australia compared to pretty much the rest of the world. So we haven't got a very big window of a stock that we can actually trade to get the right premium for the amounts that we do trade. That's we stick to the ones really top 20 is where we're at. We don't do anything probably lower than top 50 really, because we can't get options for them.
They don't have them. Yeah. You'll find that when you deal with bigger money, the way people work is just they just want like really solid normalized gains. If they can get that, they're very, very happy with themselves. Look at this. I mean, imagine if the Build-A-Bear closes bearish and then underneath the dojis, Ty. I'd be so happy. But look, not yet Build-A-Bear. I'll come back to you later on. I want to sell it. I can't yet. You can't do nothing on that stock. All right. People are saying the banks are up, 10 years up. So because 10 years up, you will see banks. Nothing done. Nothing changes. Nothing changes at this stage. We're still bullishly optimistic. We still believe in the market at this point. And until that, and when that changes, we'll be telling you. We're just saying at the moment, be optimistically cautious, guys. People are saying go Snowflake. Yeah, good work, Snow. It's doing 1%. Not as good as Snap. Snap is just crazy. TTD also crazy. You know, Snap, did it hit 80 just then? Oh, God, if I saw that. How does it hold gaps? So it rallied off that gap for a few more days. I don't know, man. I kind of feel I'm feeling greedy on that right now. I'd be like, scale time, scale. I'm shorting all the Vegemite company, says Bloodbath McGrath, and then we've got a few other people saying sell premiums. Weeble is sleeping. Oh, okay, I'm not going to answer that. Vendetta against BBW, gotta love it.
He has. He's really, really against the BBW. Yeah, like, boy, oh boy. Let's see if he's saying the same thing when he's got a couple of kids.
I'm looking at only one. No. I just looking at the look. I look at the chart, guys. I look at the chart and I think, you know what? Maybe the Build-A-Bear, it deserves a bit of the hate. Okay, but I can't do any hate on it just yet. But soon, yeah. Build-A-Bear. We will. Yeah. Look, that one's the kind of one that if the market does turn, Ty, and it starts getting beaten down, Build-A-Bear could get a slaughtering.
Oh, that's a Head and Shoulders, and it's a slanted the right way Head and Shoulders too. There's
a few things. This one.
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah.
And I just think I think you pick on them, and I just don't. Yeah. I don't know if it's fair.
It's all right. I used to hate on Sundial too. Where's Sundial right now? Stupid Sundial. Where is it? 82 cents. I hated it over here. I hated it over here. I hated it everywhere. Same thing. You know, Space is terrible stock. But in it, probably just touching on what we were talking about earlier, I wouldn't care what that symbol was on that Build-A-Bear chart. You see a setup like that, and yeah, you're looking for the shorts. You're certainly not looking for the longs. So, despite my reluctance to want to bag out Build-A-Bear, yeah, you look at those and it's not really giving you any choice of what you want to do there, is it? Not really. Not once we get the right finalization for it, Ty.
Yeah.
We'll do what we need with Build-A-Bear. So, loving the square. Anyway, look, a couple of quick announcements just going into the weekend, Ty, and we wish everyone the best weekend. Obviously, hopefully you were on a few good rallies throughout the week here in the big FANG stocks and some of the other hypers. Is that we do have, of course, a flash sale on our course. If you're interested in it, we'll pop it in the room. I think Ty might have the link for it.
And just pop that in there now. We literally, we had a look at the movement for July, and Tom put his car payments through, and as soon as we saw that, I know he tells everybody he's got his Toyota, but that's his Saturday car. So once we saw that, we thought we need to do a sale. So we've got a lockdown. We're coming.
I have 3 Teslas.
We're coming out of lockdown. Believe it or not, we are coming out of lockdown in Melbourne in about just over 48 hours. So to celebrate, because we need to celebrate, we did a lockdown sale. So the link is in the window there if you want to jump on board and you haven't already. It is the best course in the business. I'm sure a lot of you who've already done it already know this. So feel free to jump in and take advantage of that good discount, because it's a very, very big discount at the moment.
Yeah, so if you're interested in finding out more about what we do and how we do it and all those types of things, then definitely sign on up. It's the best deal we offer for sure, and you get 1 month. Now, with the snaps, a few people are saying, does this thing fill the gap? May not fill the gap, but usually it's a very unsustainable run. 25% on a $100 billion company. That's the real deal. So
it's a big move.
I would usually expect like maybe a little bit of rally, hit 80 or something, or hit something around where it has already, and then scale down over time back into this. And of course, if the market does go bad, you'll probably see a real quick repricing down. So we wish everyone the best weekend. It was great having Ty on. If you guys enjoy this, we'll try to do this at least once a week if we can. And I guess that really brings us to the end of the show, Ty. I mean, I don't think there's Roku's firing right now. Facebook's doing okay. Where's that stupid Zoom? Let's have a look at stupid Zoom. Stupid Zoom is back on the little support, actually. It's ready for its little rally up to the 20.
Oh, that link is for some reason that link is every time I post it, Thomas, it's coming up with FX Evolution in the middle of it and doesn't seem to be working. Can you deal with that? Because people are trying to get it and it's not working.
Yeah, 1 second. I'll fix it, guys.
Darth Sidious, that's not an advert. That's just telling people, really that there's a great opportunity. That's not really advertising.
It's an advert. We'll go with advert.
All right, it's an advert.
You gotta own it. You gotta own it for what it is.
Lou, I did see that. I saw, Lou, that you got into you took the plunge. So yeah, looking forward to hearing what you've got to say about it.
Where is this? Man.
I'm gonna
I need to take you off the screen for a second there, Ty, so I can get the link.
Sure.
Well, can you send me the link, please?
Sure.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Right, there you are.
You guys think I should send a last-minute request? I'll do it for you, Derek. Send it to me now.
Yeah, in Slack for you, Thomas. What do we got? Let me do the request.
What do you request?
No, I'll do the. I'll let me do the analysis.
Yeah, of course you can.
What is it? Put it up.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I haven't been told by the powers that be just yet.
If I've appeared to be a little bit slow on my reactions tonight, it's only because Thomas has sabotaged me again, and I've had to literally watch this whole stream in the delayed 30 or 40 seconds that we've got. So I've had to wait for the charts to actually load up before I could comment on them. So it's been a bit of a juggle. So if I was a little bit slow on the responses, sorry about that. It was only because I was waiting for the screen to load, because normally I see it in real time, but for some reason I've been copying the 40-second delay today.
It's the cat's fault, man. It ruined everything.
A bloody cat has ruined everything. I know. That's all right.
Did that work?
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'm just trying it. Yeah, that works. Perfect. All right.
So what was the request, Derek?
We're trying to get the request.
Did we get the request?
Yeah.
Oh.
He just said lol. PayPal ASML, please and thank you. All right. Let's have a look at ASML. This one, did we do it before? I can't remember. Look, good breakout. Obviously, it gapped above here. You hope it holds. That's a long leg doji, as you know. So it's been gapping up. Let's just take the distance of what this range was. Probably done, kind of what you would expect.
Nearly done it. Yeah, it's nearly done it.
Initial move is technically done. Overall trend is clearly up. 50 exponential moving average is the last two supports. So if you like following it, you've got to give it that room. There's nothing bad about this right now other than it has completed that little range. So that's ASML. And then we'll do PayPal. Old PayPal. PY. PayPal looking to breach new high. Yeah. This would be pretty strong weekly close for it as well. Ooh, so close. Yeah, if it gets above here,
it's trying hard. It's trying, isn't it?
Yeah. Expensive company now, $360 billion. Not the best back end on the old PayPal. Come on, Square, kick their ass. Come on, get it done for me. But at this point, PayPal is, look, it looks pretty good. Get a nice little bit of further bullishness here, maybe a 2% close day, and it should rally a little bit extra next week as well. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you on Monday for a live stream. We'll see you over the weekend. And we actually got the super chat from Derek here late, Ty. Derek, 4 with $1 million zeros for Hong Kong, $25. It's $1 million Australian dollars right there. Hello, legends, PayPal, and ASML. Thank you. Well, we did those ones for you there, man, but thank you so much for the super chat.
Thanks, Derek. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Had a great time. Have an awesome weekend.
And I didn't even let you analyze them. Sorry, bro.
Next week.
But you get one, Ty. You get to pick.
What's that?
That's only fair. You have to pick. I didn't even let you analyze them.
I agree. I did agree with what you said. PayPal looks
that's not
really.
Fair enough. What do you want? Give me one.
I love what it did here, but I want to see that close above it here, though. I want to see that. We need to see that close above this level before I get excited about it. Definitely. It's done a good job though. It's looking good. It's looking strong. But if you're not already in it, if you're in it from the 20 moving average, I reckon you're dancing all the way to the weekend. That's for sure. But this is a pretty serious zone for it now. So yeah, I'm moving my mouse over it like I'm actually controlling it. I'm not. But yeah, it's got to basically close above that high, and I think that could have another leg up, probably equal to the one it's already got.
Yeah. So you're saying about this distance?
Yeah.
So about 325.
I like it to about 323, 325.
Nice. All right, there you go. You heard it from Tyrone's mouth into the weekend. All right, guys. See you Monday. See you on the weekend. Make sure you subscribe, like the video if you can. That does help us out. And we'll see you in the private community as well. Peace out, everyone. Bye for now.